Hi, Facebook friends. Helen Arcantu here, CEO of the YWCA of Northern New Jersey. My pronouns are she, her, hers. And I'm so happy to have some time with you on this Friday afternoon. It is a perfect way to end your work week with us so that you can learn about a wonderful organization that's local in our community, that is embracing diversity and inclusion and lifting our spirits with something that is exactly how you want to enter the weekend, surrounded by beautiful music. And so we are so grateful today to have my guest with us, Ms. Gail Smith. She is going to share about the tremendous work of the Teaneck Community Chorus, which was founded on the ideals that we are one community coming from a variety of racial, cultural, and lifestyle backgrounds. The Teaneck Community Chorus believes that each experience and culture is equally important and that music is a great unifier, and they are dedicated to celebrating and uplifting communities. She serves on the board of the organization and is the co-producer and artistic director of the annual Teaneck Teen Idol competition. She has studied classical voice and music at the Harlem School of the Arts and has been a soloist with gospel and community choruses in Chicago, Los Angeles, Teaneck as well. She is a regular guest artist with the Pittman Daniels Quartet at Classic Quiche. Love Classic Quiche. I love that they have live music there. And for the past 10 years, she has been the featured vocal artist for the special evening cabaret for the chorus as well. So with that, welcome, Gail. Happy Friday. So wonderful to have you.
Oh, thank you. It's wonderful to be here. I'm excited to have a conversation with you about the chorus.
So, as you know, and let me share with our viewers, I have been enjoying the chorus for many years now because I have been a regular attendee of the Dr. Martin Luther King Birthday Committee's annual birthday event. And your wonderful chorus has always been a big centering part of that event. And just that is such a special evening to begin with, but a big part of that is what I think your chorus creates, with your musical selections, how well thought out they are, how intentional they are, how you share, how they were chosen and, about your members. And it really, it's such a wonderful reminder to all of us how the arts really are like a glue,
Exactly.
to put everything all together in a package for us.
Yep.
So
I
so
agree with that.
yeah, so tell us how the chorus started.
So it started long before I was a member, but I don't know how many of the viewers know that in 1990 there was a shooting in Teaneck, the Philip Pennell shooting. And I think some of the aftermath of that was a polarization or self-imposed segregation, if you will, of some of the communities in Teaneck. And Teaneck has always prided itself on integration and harmony, and some of the just ordinary everyday citizens were concerned at what they were seeing, and so they gathered together and started talking. How can we sort of stem this tide that we see coming in? And after literally about a year of discussing how to deal with this challenge, they decided that one of the best ways that they could, as ordinary citizens, deal with this and have an impact, a positive impact on this, was to create a chorus. And so that is essentially the beginning of the Teaneck Community Chorus. It started, the folks started gathering in 1998, and in 1999 is when they launched their first season. So 24 years ago is when we began.
That's amazing. And throughout that time, you have kept the at the core of your work, obviously makes sense from how you were born, that unifying our communities and embracing, diversity is central. Can you talk about how you keep that, as a core part of your work? People may not always, it may not, think about those two pieces being together.
Together, right. So that's part of our core mission. We constantly talk about that as a chorus, but also within the various committees in the chorus. One of the most important committees is the music committee. It's led by a gentleman named Wes Matsui, along with our artistic director, Stephen Bell. And all of the discussions, whether it's a concert that's fun or just a concert that's really focusing heavily on the mission, it is always part of the conversation. And so we have been deliberate in our efforts to do at least one program that really focuses strongly on our mission of diversity, and also to bring light to other challenges that may not necessarily be diversity based, but really deal with social justice or fairness. I mean, those are all parts of things that we believe in. So it's a very deliberate attempt. We talk about it, we plan it. I mean, some of these concerts we plan 2-3 years in advance.
So tell me about the group that is together now. How did you all come together? How do people join? How do people get involved with the actual chorus itself? What do you do for practices, training? How does all the magic come together?
Oh my goodness. So our season actually runs from September through September through August, but we rehearse from September and our singing season typically ends in May, although we may do a program or two in June. Auditions there's actually no auditions. I became a member of the chorus because one of the founding members, a wonderful singer named Norman Broughton, I met at the Presbyterian Church of Teaneck, and she said, "Come on, I have this chorus. I want you to come, think about singing." And as it turned out, my neighbor across the street, along with Norma, was one of the founding members. I didn't really even know that until I actively joined the chorus. But that's how I became involved. Other folks just hear us at concerts or through word of mouth. They come in. We try to get a blend of voices. We attempt to have the chorus reflect as much as possible the community. That is probably our biggest challenge. But it is something that we're constantly working on. And that's not just cultural diversity. We also are interested in age diversity, which is even harder to get, because young folks, they may do the chorus in high school, but not necessarily in the community. So we've had some success, but we're still always looking for that generational gap, to fill in addition to the cultural gaps.
And, I'm always struck at the event annually when I see the group come to the stage. It's a big group. How big is the chorus and total?
Yeah, it's not actually. I mean, I've been involved in larger choirs than that, but it kind of depends on the season. So I'm going to guess that the average is maybe 25 to 30 members. Sometimes we've had as many as 40, but with COVID, some folks haven't quite returned because in an effort to really emphasize safety, since COVID, we've been performing in masks live. We've been super cautious because of our audience and also the comfort of the members of the chorus. So we've been really perhaps overly cautious, maybe not, because we haven't had a breakout in the chorus. So maybe it's the right course.
Yeah.
But we've been cognizant of the fact that everybody is not comfortable singing live. And so those folks who really are supportive of the chorus but choose not to sing in masks, we keep in touch with them. And if we get to the point where we're no longer singing in masks, we expect that they will most likely come back and sing with us. So there's, a lot of things impact our ability to do whatever it is that we do. But right now, 25 to 30 members is probably where we are.
So Barbara Giarmo, who is a big fan of the chorus, obviously, and connected to the Dr. Martin Luther King birthday celebration committee, is watching and just talking about, agreeing with me what I had said, how much it really enhances the celebration. And she's sending her thanks to you and the whole chorus for your participation and support. So obviously I'm familiar with you from that event. But what do you all do the rest of the year? I mean, other than practice, what else?
Well, we do practice. Sunday evening is at 7 o'clock. We typically practice every Sunday from September through May, unless it's Mother's Day or another holiday. Um, we sponsor the Teaneck Teen Idol competition annually. We have two major concerts, one in January, one in May. And that's what all the practice is for. But we've also sung at Memorial Day in Teaneck. We've sung at Five Star, at the Puffin Center. We've also performed at the Veterans Home. It really depends on what's going on out in the community. If they want us to sing, we sang at um, the late Mayor Lizette Parker's celebration when she became, the first African American mayor in Bergen County, female mayor in Bergen County. And so we did perform at that event as well. So we perform a lot of places. Sometimes we want more, sometimes we want less, but we're always considering what we do throughout the community, because we believe that it's important to not just do our own concert, but to engage with the community. And really, I think that's a huge part of the mission. It's not just about talking about diversity. It's actually about engaging with the community and demonstrating it through that.
Yes, and that I think that's what makes the chorus so special. Is that element really enhances everything about it
Mhm.
for sure. So for our viewers who want to stay connected to you and follow all the places where you do pop up throughout the year, how are they going to do that?
Well, we have a website, teaneckcommunitychorus.org, where we post all of our big announcements, and you can see a video of our most recent concert. The concert program is out there. The history of the chorus is out there. You can read the bios of the pianist and the artistic director, and maybe see some random photos of the chorus at the same time. But we also have a Facebook page where people can join and comment and connect with the chorus that way. So those are our two major ways, besides the performances within the
Being
community. Mm-hmm.
So for our viewers, I just want to direct you to the comments here. We have the link so you can very easily just go to the Teaneck Community Chorus website very easily from here. And as Gail mentioned too, you can follow their Facebook page, which is really easy by just typing in Teaneck Community Chorus into your search bar and hit like. And I'd also say and hit follow. And that way, every time they have a new post that speaks to something that they're planning in the community, you will have enough time to get it onto your calendar so that you can be there for sure and to support them. So Barb is saying if you would like to talk a little bit about how the chorus navigated the time of COVID and the challenges of trying to keep the group together when we were all apart. And Barb, it's funny that you asked that question because it was on my mind to ask too. So great minds think alike. I was curious about the same thing because clearly, and again, I had as I shared, been following you for years because of the connection to the event. You came back strong. I mean, this event this year was fabulous and strong, and well attended, and you know, uh, as special as all the others. But the chorus was intact, represented, and stronger than ever. So, how did you come through such a challenging time and be able to still, do your
Still
thing?
sing and get together. Well, interestingly enough, we actually only missed one concert during COVID, and that was spring of 2020. We canceled that concert because COVID was, rampant. It was very new, and it was. I guess our concert is in May. COVID sort of shut down everything in March, so it wasn't a lot of time to really pivot in a great way. But we did that. We would still connect with chorus members via Zoom and chat with them, see how they were doing, ask if they needed help, things like that. So that was the first step. And then the next year or the next season, we decided that we would do a videotape concert. And so we engaged a production team. We would rehearse over Zoom, which is interesting because you don't hear anything but yourself. because you can't have two people talking or singing because the timing never syncs up or rarely syncs up. And if you have a room full of people, it's a mess. And so it was interesting because we worked with our artistic director and he would go through the parts, but we couldn't hear everything else. I mean, what I would do though is if he was working with the tenors, and I do this actually in practice, live practice, is I would have myself on mute, certainly on Zoom, but I would sing my part along with the tenor or the alto or the bass part or whatever it is, so that I could understand what the song was supposed to sound like, with at least a little bit of harmony. But as far as teaching the songs, one of the things that we do live or video is we send out MIDI files for every song by part, so that you can learn your part, look at the music, listen to the music. So that certainly helps. And then the artistic director comes and says, okay, let's go through this. Does everybody understand this? Whatever. And then to put the concert together, each individual singer had to sing their part. You had an earphone in, you had the music playing. Well, actually, you had the music playing through your earphone. You were recording. So all that the production team received was your voice, which sounds very different when there's no music in the background. And everybody did that for all of the songs. The production team then put all of that together, created some background visual, and put together our concert based on the order that we asked them to. And then we played those live. We had a live presentation of that concert, I believe in January 2021, May 2021, January 2022. And then our concert last spring was our first one live in front of an audience since January 2020. So
Well,
a lot of work.
I was going to say the creativity that kept, the creativity to keep the creativity going during this time was impressive to see what, we all pulled together to keep things feeling normal,
Yeah.
in an abnormal time. And being the wife of a professional musician who did a lot of recording during COVID, much in the same way, I am very familiar with what you're talking about, just kind of hearing the one part of it and then as it was all pieced together. And that is the real creative spirit also, who not only the person doing it, but the person who put it all together. I mean, that's quite a
Right. Oh,
mammoth,
sure. But one of the things that was kind of an unexpected bonus to that kind of recording was that we were able to really extend our listening audience, because you could be anywhere, literally anywhere in the world, and listen to our concert. And so our first concert after 2020 was a concert about the impact or the influence of Scotch Irish tunes on the Appalachian music here in the U.S. And we had folks in Scotland watching the live presentation, people in Massachusetts, all across the country, all across the world. And so that was a bonus that's hard to duplicate unless you do a concert like that again.
I have to say, we also, I mean, it's nice that we were able to find some bright sides to such a difficult time. And, some of the other partners, which I know you're connected to as well, like the Teaneck International Film Festival. And, and I know even for the, the MLK birthday celebration, when everything did go virtual, as you said, it did allow it happened for us with our women's leadership conference, people all around the world. I mean, we actually had people from, England, also, watching our leadership conference, I remember, and just being like, wow, the reach is so different when you do it this way. But all that said, there's nothing as special as being in the room like we were that January evening all together, with all, everyone whose heart, was in the same space, and being able to really receive the beauty of the songs that you shared with all of us. So,
I appreciate that. We appreciate that.
So tell us a little bit about the International Women's Day fundraiser, which I know is something that we wanted to highlight, and we're very excited about too.
So members of the chorus heard you speak at MLK Day of Service, the MLK birthday celebration, and they really embraced what you had to say and embraced the mission of the YWCA. They didn't really know that much about it, or as much as perhaps we should have known. Um, but they were really excited to hear what you had to say. And they said, you know what? That is really in line with what we do and what we believe. And as an organization who's been around for a little while, our organization that's been around for a little while, we wanted to make sure that we extend our reach beyond ourselves into supporting other organizations that have a like mission, or a similar mission. And so that's how we connected with you. And they thought that the best way is the YWCA. What's the best way to launch, you know, support of that organization? We always, or I shouldn't say always, because this is still relatively new, but we do post, we record our concerts now, and we post it on our website. And they were like, let's do it on International Women's Day, because that's the significant part. And we thought, you know what, if we get donations, we would love to contribute that to the YWCA.
And that was so generous, and what a surprise, and such gratitude for that outcome. I was so honored to be invited by Barbara and Miss Lacey to be part of the event that evening. And like you, we've been around a long time, 100 plus years, but sometimes there's still people that don't understand the work or confuse you with another similar named
Right.
organization,
Right.
and don't really get, it fully until an opportunity like that arises. So, we were so grateful for the opportunity to be part of that event again, because I'm usually sitting there either way. So it was wonderful to be able to have such an active role. And thank you so much, and to the whole chorus for, making that connection. And we do look forward to partnering with you more and in other ways over time. It's when you're doing racial justice work, and this, and I know Barbara knows this as well, you cannot be doing it in a vacuum. That's not racial justice
Absolutely.
work. That's actually
Absolutely.
that's a whole other something else. So this is really the only way to do it in community, with linked arms together. So it was wonderful to be able to create, make a new friend, create a new partner in the community. And we look forward to having you involved in our events as well.
Oh, well, we look forward to participating and helping to support an organization like yours that really is doing good work within the community.
So with that, again, what a great way to wrap up the week and hear about this gem that we have right here in our community. And for our viewers, I always say YWTV, it's not just about the two of us that are chatting here. It's about all of you. You have a part in sharing the news and the conversation that we are so, grateful to be able to have here. Please think about something that you learned today and integrate it into a conversation that you have with someone at some point over the next few days. And please invite someone else to watch this broadcast. It's easy to share through Facebook, copying the link and texting it to someone, and any other way. And if you can think of someone who might be a great voice to join the chorus, who's there in the community, please hit them to it the same way that Gail didn't know about it. It may be your friend might have a neighbor involved as well. So, let them know and see if you can get them engaged. And please follow their tremendous work, both on their Facebook page and through their website. It is always a wonderful opportunity to, support an organization doing good work. And quite frankly, we also know there's just not enough support of the arts. And it's so wonderful to have an organization that really focuses on reminding us that it's not just about listening, it is about healing, it is about inspiring. The arts have, there's so many important aspects to the work that you're doing and how it could be utilized to really make social change, individual change, group change, and so we're in for it. We're here for it all at the YW.
Wonderful. Absolutely. Thank you.
So
Thank you.
thank you so much for being with us. Again, we have all the links here. Now we have the link dropped in right for your Facebook page. So you don't even have to search it, folks. Just click what we put here for you. We made it easy. Become their friend and follow them. Also
Absolutely.
think about making a donation to their work and supporting them as well. And for us, we are kind of winding out Women's History Month as we're kind of getting to the end of March. We're in the last week, but it's going to be a doozy of a week. There's so much going on, and we hope that you stay close to the YWCA and our social media to be along for the ride. It's not too late for you to sign up for our Women's Leadership Conference, which is on March 29th at 8:30 a.m. at the American Dream Mall in East Rutherford. Power Up, a day to refuel, re-energize, and refocus. Senator Ruiz is going to be our keynote speaker. And sure, do we have 3 dynamic power panels to really have you make sure you leave the day uplifted and ready to go in the strongest way possible to live your best life and inspire others around you. We also want you to mark your calendars and get ready to buy your ticket for the Racial Justice Awards, our annual event that we do. This year it will be held on April 19th at the Montclair Art Museum. I have to say, I say this every year, and every year it's true. We have tremendous honorees because the reality of it is there are so many individuals, businesses, organizations, really modeling our mission of eliminating racism. And we want to make sure that you see them and know that you can be them. And so we want you to join us to celebrate these wonderful folks and also to think about how you can step into that space of helping eliminate racism and whatever your superpower is that you can, be part of doing that as well. And it's summer camp season we're getting ready for. We've got our senior wellness fitness classes, which all are free of charge and many of them virtual for you to stay connected to. We are so looking forward to a wonderful spring as the weather is turning. Although I guess it really never turned too much this year in the other direction. But there's so much to look forward to and to be together safely as we go forward. So with that, we wish you a fabulous weekend. Stay connected to the Teaneck Community Chorus, and we will see you again next week. Bye, everybody. Be
Bye-bye.
well.